What's up, everyone? So I was thinking about a follow-up video for the crystal management one that I made, and actually we're going to break down how many crystals you can actually make in a month by being a free-to-play player. So this is excluding anything that you would be getting from premium or like actual purchases and stuff like that. Okay, so completely only in-game. So first things first, this list is only going to include reoccurring forms of crystal outputs, so none of the one-time gifts or achievements or leveling up and stuff like that. We're also going to break down everything at a monthly basis, since this game runs on a monthly timer, or 28 days for Summoner's War, since there are 4 weeks in a month and they do it from Sunday to Sunday, but not from day 1 to day 30, so it's going to be a full 28 days. So first, we have daily login rewards and missions. So in 1 month, with the 28 days of logging in, you are rewarded a total of 130 crystals. So you're rewarded one on the first week and then one on the third week. First one being 30 crystal reward, and then the third week being 100 crystal reward. Okay? So by completing the daily missions, you're also rewarded 10 crystals every day. That's why it's important to do your daily missions, right? So with those 10 crystals and the 130 that you get monthly, this will give you 410 crystals from both of those per month. Next, we have the rival battles. So while each rival battle has different cooldown timers, if we average out the amount of times you can complete them in 1 month, you can at most receive 580 crystals from the rivals per month. So that being said, some people don't do their rivals right away. Sometimes they don't do them the entire day, or sometimes they don't do them at all. So it's understandable that this number would be lower, especially since a lot of people don't do their rivals. But this is why it's important to do your rivals as soon as they're available. So we have the Crystal Mine and the Crystal Giant next, with an average sum of a total of 151 crystals per month. And then that's pretty self-explanatory. You know, you just take the amount of hours it takes for it to give you one crystal, and then you take the amount of hours in a month, etc., etc. So now moving on over towards ranked areas. This is a lot more dependent on how far along you are. We have Arena and World Boss. World Boss is one of the easiest ranked areas in the game. Even a fighter level player can reach Guardian 1 for World Boss. So for majority purposes, for all of the players, we're just going to do Guardian 1 as the little ranked thing that we're going to use for the reward. So that is 175 crystals. And since there are about one World Boss completion per about 5-ish days, I did the average for how many things that we've done in these past 2 months, and it's around 5 days for us to complete one World Boss. That gives us around 1,000 to 1,200 crystals, depending on how fast we do it 1 week, because sometimes the numbers do shift higher or lower. It's really complicated in the way that they calculate the World Boss. So the only way we can really figure that out is just by an average, right? So it's about 5 days. So anywhere from 1,000 to 1,200 crystals per month from World Boss. That's also why World Boss is one of the easiest places to get crystals. It's crazy. It gives you over 1,000 crystals in just 1 month from just doing 3 little battles per day, right? So in Arena, the results can actually vary pretty greatly. It's dependent on your rank. The crystal amount can be a lot greater or it can be a lot smaller. And also there's profit when you refill and stuff like that. You have to keep that in mind. So for most of the players, the ranking averages around the Fighter 3 to Conqueror 1 range, just majority for the most players in the game. And this is also where the differences between crystal amounts start to decrease. So it's about a 50 crystal difference from Fighter 3 to Conqueror 1, and then all the way up till about Guardian, and then it starts becoming 100 crystal differences and stuff like that. When you go down into the Fighter range, it's around like a 25 crystal difference, and then it gets lower and lower and lower. So for just the sake of keeping everything simple, we're going to be doing the Conquer 1 rank, and that's also where a lot of players are. So this means 150 crystals a week or 600 crystals a month, assuming that you are consistent in your rankings. Now, for players up in the Guardian range, this means at least 300 crystals a week or 1,200 a month. That's absolutely mind-boggling, but you also got to keep in mind that a lot of these players do refill probably around 2 to 3 times in the last hour, maybe just about 2 times. So that does actually affect the profits quite a bit. and you can see that they probably end up profiting just as much as a fighter level player if they're refilling 2 to 3 times just to get up into Guardian 1. Now, also remember that they do get 3-star Light and Dark and stuff like that, so that's a whole other issue. Now you actually see why arena battles are pretty important. And sometimes it's better to just not refill and take the profit rather than trying to get to the next rank, unless you're doing it for show purposes, right? So, lastly, we have Trial Ascension. Since the rewards are exactly the same for both normal and hard mode, we can actually just consider that normal mode is like a duplicate. So we have normal mode, and then we have another normal mode technically, because the rewards are the exact same. And it's just double the amount for higher level players since they can complete both. But there's also partial clearing, which means you can clear, most of Trial of Ascension normal and part of Trial of Ascension hard mode, or all of Trial of Ascension normal and only a little bit of Trial of Ascension hard mode, etc., etc. So that means less crystals, and that even means less crystals if you only make it to around stage 80, because you do get crystals every 5 stages. So just to keep it simple, we're going to give a range. So assuming most players can clear normal mode, the minimum amount that they can get monthly is 700 crystals, and the maximum being 1400 for clearing both normal and hard mode, since you are rewarded 700 crystals for each mode, right? So you're giving 700 for normal and 700 for hard mode. So for players in between, this means anywhere from 700 to 1400, and if you can clear all of normal mode, you can probably clear about halfway through hard mode, which is, I didn't actually do the number crunching on that, but I believe it is around 200 crystals, since you are given 5 crystals, 10, 15, 20, all the way up, and then you're given a 100 crystal reward on the 40th stage. I believe I can check the reward info right here. Yes, the 40th stage you are rewarded 100 crystals. So that being said, there is partial gift from that as well. So keep in mind, this also is excluding randomized drops, such as drops in dungeons, so any random crystal drops in scenario, world boss, etc., stuff like that, from the actual gifts and stuff like that. And we're also excluding rewards from events, so you also get tons of crystals from events. They do usually do about 1 event per month, sometimes more, sometimes they wait till the next month. But for the most part, it is 1 per month, and it probably rewards you at least around 100 to 200 crystals, sometimes more than that. So for general estimation, we're going to exclude that, and we're going to assume that the player is around Conquer 1 range, who can clear normal mode and about half hard mode, as well as reach Guardian 1 in World Boss. So with these specifications, they would be able to make just under 4,000 crystals a month. 4,000. And for a higher level player that can complete everything in the game, Trial of Ascension normal, Trial of Ascension hard mode, all of that stuff, as well as reach Guardian 1 or higher each week in Arena, they would be able to make a little bit over 4,500 crystals per month. And people still wonder why they still think that you need to buy money or spend money for crystals to progress in this game. This game gives you so much. If you participate in everything that you can participate for the crystals, you get so much. And if you don't believe the numbers, you can do them yourself. The ones that really gift the most are normal, hard mode, Trial Ascension, normal and hard mode, and World Boss. Those 2 things right there give you so much, and not to mention that you do get crystal drops from World Boss. A lot of these people just don't know how to manage it and spend it. A lot of people look at my crystals and wow, you have thousands of crystals, and this is because I just don't refill it fast enough to spend more than I earn back. So sometimes I'll have a lot of crystals and I'll be able to buy a premium pack, which you guys should know by now, you probably shouldn't do. But I am able to basically refill a lot of times. I refill probably around 10 times a day. I'm not kidding, and that's on a minimum. I probably do more than that sometimes, because it's just so easy to just blow through them once you make speed teams. So next time you guys want to think that buying crystals is the only way to progress in this game, here you go. This is how much you make. You make so much from this game. This game gives you so much. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if there's anything that I forgot to add. Remember, it's not including any achievements or one-time stuff. So you do make probably a little bit less as a monthly average as you start out, but you do get that kind of compensation from achievements and missions and stuff like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. So stay tuned and see you.